Okay, so we're driving along out in the desert, and the engine sounds a little funny, like there's no muffler on it. And then we lose combustion. So I think that we may be low on oil or something, but they told us to wait here and they would come back. They said someday they'll be back. They said also, don't go anywhere. Go all the way around to the sun. It's Sean Wilmoth, broker extraordinaire. I've just left a couple other cities, and part of our travel in 2026 includes the UAE. So the UAE is 7 different states coming together. First topic I want to talk about is Abu Dhabi. So I would say culturally, the UAE is very unique. It's very conservative. I think it's conservative in every fashion. I think it's a beautiful place to visit. I would say Abu Dhabi was absolutely fantastic. The other thing I'll say about Abu Dhabi, we felt like it was a great value, which might seem surprising. The hotel experience we had there, we stayed at the Grand Hyatt, and it was fantastic. I mean, the food, the service, everything was really, really good there. Of course, you have a small beachfront, but you're right near the palace. And I would say if you're going to the UAE, you have to go to the palace. We got some great photos of ourselves outside the palace and inside the palace. And I don't care how good your photos are of the palace, it's just not the same as seeing it in person. Because I mean, I've looked at the photos, I'm like, that looks pretty neat. But when you go there and you're standing in this palace and it's massive, I think it took 7 years to build, it is just really, really amazing. I highly recommend that if you come to the UAE, make a trip to Abu Dhabi, even if you're not staying there, because it's not that far from Dubai, and go down and see the palace. It was one of the highlights really of our trip to the UAE, and certainly when we were staying there. Another thing that we learned while we were there is they've really lessened their dependence on oil. Some areas or states are more dependent than others on oil still, but fundamentally they have, I believe it's a 50-year plan of removing oil dependence, and it will always probably be a part of their culture as well as a part of their business and income pursuits. But they are big on tourism and other forms of alternative income sources. And certainly part of that's real estate, because there's some, I would say, more low-rise buildings in Abu Dhabi. But when I talk about Dubai, I'll tell you about some of those as well later on another video. I highly recommend that you see Abu Dhabi as part of that experience their culture there. You're going to find the food is incredible, the service is incredible. And I think that Abu Dhabi is a good value. Again, using hotel prices as kind of the indicator of that. Understand any large city is going to be expensive relatively for food and so forth. If you eat out, obviously you can spend as much as you want to spend there. And then of course they have fast food places as well. But their malls are very incredible. I think Dubai is known and certainly has, I would say, fancier malls. But the malls are absolutely beautiful in Abu Dhabi as well. And while you're there, I highly recommend that you do a desert excursion. This takes pretty much all day. You're going to leave probably 11 o'clock in the morning, something like that, from your hotel and be picked up. You're going to do some things in the desert like drive real crazy in a Toyota car. It's a SUV 4x4. You're riding up and down like this. It's crazy. And you feel like you're going to tip over, but you don't. And also when you go down hills, it's pretty significant. I say hills. When you're going down the sand dunes, it's very significantly deep. We saw belly dancers. We saw people who worked with fire and did fire breathing, which is just crazy to put something in your mouth that's combustible and then spit it out like that. We also saw a very interesting, I assume, local dance. This fellow was spinning around. And I'd say he spun around in a circle, I would say, for at least a half an hour. It was incredible. And he had sort of like a jacket that flew up. Anyway, you just got to do it. And it's part of what I would recommend that you experience when you're there is a desert experience. We rode camels, we rode four-wheelers, we rode like a razor, like a bigger four-wheeler. I didn't do it, but you could like sand surf, which is kind of cool. I saw people doing that. You can pet a camel, you can ride a camel, and then the food is very good as well, very interesting. So anyway, overall, just a great experience, something to do while you're in Abu Dhabi. Thanks for watching my video about inspiration on Abu Dhabi. I hope that you get to go there one day, and I hope that my video has inspired you to maybe make that sooner than later. So thanks for watching. If you're interested in passive income streams, real estate conversations, or travel inspiration, that's the 3 things that I have on my channel, and I would love for you to follow and like my channel for more information on that. Thanks for watching. This is Sean Wilmoth, broker extraordinaire from Tennessee, signing off today. Bye.